You know that feeling, right? You meet someone, you're chatting, and then they tell you their age, and you can't believe it. It's a fascinating thing. And today, we're going to get into the real science of what's going on there. So let's just ask it straight up. Why is it that some women seem to defy time? This isn't just about vanity. It's about understanding the deep biological mechanics of aging. How can two people, born in the same year, look a full decade apart? Now, I know what you're probably thinking. It's all about expensive skincare, right? And hey, a good moisturizer definitely doesn't hurt. But that's just scratching the surface. The real reason goes so much deeper than that, down to a fundamental process that no cream in a jar can ever really touch. All right, so let's start peeling back the layers on this whole age-defying mystery. We're going to look right past the surface and figure out what is really happening inside our bodies. Okay, at the heart of all this is one key player: collagen. You can think of it like the scaffolding of your skin. It's the protein that keeps everything firm, plump, and elastic. As we get older, our bodies just naturally start making less of it, and that's when you start to see the fine lines and the sagging. And to fight this, oh boy, we do a lot. We drink the collagen powders, we buy all the lotions, we try the fancy facial exercises. Some of us even go for lasers and Botox. We throw everything we have at the problem. But there's a huge catch. The problem is, all of those things are just external fixes. They're temporary patches. They can't possibly work long-term if the actual factory inside your body, the one that's supposed to be making collagen and healing you, has basically shut down production. You've got to fix the factory, not just polish the product. And this brings us to the absolute core of it. The real reason we see such a difference in aging comes down to a constant, invisible battle happening inside our bodies. It's the battle between stress and healing. Think of your body as having two completely different operating modes. On one side, you've got the stress state. That's your fight or flight system. It's run by your sympathetic nervous system, and it pumps out the stress hormone cortisol to get you ready for immediate action. Then, on the other side, you have the healing state. This is your rest and digest system, run by the parasympathetic nervous system. It releases hormones like oxytocin, the love hormone, so your body can repair, rebuild, and recharge. Now, the huge problem is that our crazy modern lives keep us stuck in that first column pretty much 24/7. So when you're constantly stuck in that stress mode, your body has to make a choice, and it's always going to choose survival over repair. Your resources get diverted, you can't make enough of this incredible anti-aging hormone called DHEA, and what's worse, your body starts converting what little DHEA you do have into more cortisol, which just creates this vicious cycle that completely sabotages your body's ability to heal itself overnight. And that brings us right back to our friend collagen. That constant, chronic stress and the hormonal mess it creates, it directly slams the brakes on your body's ability to produce new collagen. We are literally accelerating our own aging process from the inside out. It all sounds a little bleak, doesn't it? But what if you could just flip a switch and change modes? Well, a really fascinating scientific discovery found an answer. And it's probably not what you're expecting. So this researcher, Dr. David Weeks, he spent years and years conducting this massive study on people who looked exceptionally young for their age. And what he found just blew all the common assumptions out of the water. It wasn't about having a perfect diet, and it wasn't about spending hours at the gym. Get this, the results were absolutely incredible. He found a group of women who on average looked a full decade younger than their actual age. 10 years. That's not just good skin, that is a massive difference. So, what was their secret? It wasn't some magic pill or a secret cream. It came down to one single, shared, and regular activity. They all had a healthy and active intimate life. Turns out, this is one of the most powerful, natural ways to slash your cortisol, boost those wonderful healing hormones like oxytocin, and flip your body into that vital healing state. So the solution seems simple then, right? Just relax more. But come on, if you have ever laid in bed after a crazy stressful day and someone tells you to just relax, you know it's basically impossible. Well, there is a very real, physical reason for that. And let me be really clear about this. If you find it nearly impossible to switch off, if your mind is always racing, it is not your fault. You are not broken. There's a biological roadblock that's physically getting in the way. And here is that roadblock. The key nerves that are supposed to activate your body's relaxation system, your healing state, they actually run right through your neck, your shoulders, and your lower back. So when you're under chronic stress, those muscles get super tight and they literally squeeze down on those nerves, physically blocking the "it's safe to relax now" signal from ever reaching your brain. What this means is you are physically trapped in the stress state. Your mind can be screaming, "I want to unwind," but your body literally can't get the message. It's like your brain is trying to hit the brakes, but your body's foot is still slammed on the accelerator. So, if the problem is physical, then the solution has to be physical too. And that is exactly where this idea of a targeted nightly reset ritual comes in. It's all about breaking through that physical tension to finally let your body heal. The solution is actually this simple 4-step massage routine. You start with the face to help calm the nervous system right away. Then you move to the shoulders, which helps release tension around a huge nerve called the vagus nerve. Then it's down to the lower back and pelvic area, which frees up the core nerves that control relaxation. Each step is designed to intentionally hit these key pathways. The whole point is to manually go in there and release the tension in the exact muscles that have been blocking your relaxation response. It's a physical solution for a very physical problem. You're basically freeing up those nerves that were being clamped down on all day. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like hitting a reset button for your entire nervous system. Every single night, this little ritual can help you manually shift gears out of that high alert stress state and finally cruise into the restorative healing state so your body can get to work doing all that amazing repair work. And look, this isn't just some fluffy, made-up idea. These concepts are backed by solid research. From clinical studies on how hormones like oxytocin literally speed up wound healing, to Dr. Weeks' huge decade-long study we talked about, and even articles in places like Marie Claire exploring the benefits. So I just want to leave you with this one thought. What if aging wasn't just this thing that happens to you, but was actually a process you could have a real influence over? What could change in your life, for your health, for how you feel, if you could consciously flip that switch from stress to heal every single night?